Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. Today, I have a special episode that is talking all about the frequency of your truth and the deep core of your movement. Now, if you've been in my world, you know this isn't new. I see all of my clients, who are all business owners, as leaders of movements. And the reason I say this is because when you are building a spirit-led, intuitive movement, a business, it isn't just a business. It is a movement. There is a culture. There is an environment, an energy, a synergy that you are creating as the leader. You have a bigger vision, right? I work with visionary leaders. You're not just building your business brick by brick, following the rules, doing the traditional business things, fitting yourself into a box. That's the old paradigm way of doing things. And the people that I love working with and that I serve in my containers are the people who see their businesses as an extension of their soul's purpose, a vision that they're building into the world, into the conscious collective to raise the vibration, to shift and serve people, right? It's not just this transactional thing of let me just sell this service, let me just make this money, let me just do this thing. It's this bigger long-term sustainable vision that you have for the community, for the planet, right? For the people that you are destined to serve specifically. This is something that you are deeply passionate about. And this is a movement that you are creating in your own unique way. And this lights me up so much that I decided to do a 2-day live immersive event all about this frequency, which I call the truth frequency. And that's the name of the event, the truth frequency, which is right now $28. It does rise to $44 after Friday. And this is going to be an incredible live event taught on Zoom by me. So you get to hang out with me on Zoom for about 90 minutes each day at 11 a.m. Pacific. And we really get to dive deep into your truth frequency and your core of your movement. Okay. And this is really important and something that I think gets easily glossed over. And we'll go over why that happens. But here's what I want you to know. When you uncover the core truth of your work, right? This is the frequency. This is the energetic core of what you do, what you offer. You will monetize your unique magic. And you will effortlessly build a standout movement with a community that loves you and buys from you over and over and over. Now, what you could create is a business where you just offer services, people buy, you have to be really clear about messaging or ads, which of course we still have to focus on those things, right? Like it's not like you can get to a point where you can just like breathe on your Instagram stories and then, I don't know, maybe there are some people who would just buy just because you literally exist, but there always is going to be some level of messaging, copy, connecting to the right people, right? So I'm not saying that this is somehow going to bypass that, but what I am saying is that you get to build a business and a culture where people are so connected to your work that it is kind of like, yeah, they want to be a part of it because they just fuck with you and vibe with your energy so hard, right? Again, that doesn't mean that you can just kind of exist and never post and never talk about anything because we still live in the physical 3D realm here. We haven't transcended that far. But you get to also emit this frequency, right? We all know this. Everything comes down to vibration. Everything comes down to frequency, right? So you get to connect to your unique frequency. This is the frequency that creates your movement. And this allows you to connect with your people on a deeper level that goes beyond words and copy and content. And I love teaching content. You all know this. A lot of you have taken, content trainings from me. We've worked on content together in some way, messaging. Love it. I love words, right? I think it's a beautiful way to express. But I think that what is really powerful, which we're going to be covering most of day one, is this frequency of your truth that is essentially what your messaging is a byproduct of. Because here's the thing. You can say the most perfect words and you can string together the most beautiful, eloquent, poetic sentences, but if it's not actually connected to your unique truth and your magic and the core of your movement, it doesn't actually get anywhere. It might make some sales, it might attract some people, but it doesn't create this lifelong legacy that I know that we're all here to do. And what I struggled with, to be fully honest and vulnerable here, which you know that I always am, is the first couple years of my business, I kept looking around to see what other people were. Oh, this coach is doing this. Okay, I got to try that. Okay, this other coach is trying this other thing instead. That's the opposite. Okay, let me stop what I was doing and do that instead. Or, oh, this coach just made, a 6-figure month. That's crazy. What are they doing? I better go and copy that, right? And I did this for a little while when I was still getting my bearings. I'll be honest. I looked at other coaches and I looked to see, oh, how can I do that in my own way? How can I, okay, well, maybe I'll create an offer like that. Okay, maybe I'll price something around that price point, right? I think we've all been there. We've all done this if we're being really honest with ourselves. And then over time, what happened was I would be this kind of I would sway in the wind just based on what other people were doing, what was a trend in the industry. And that's not to say there aren't some truths to trends and things that are doing well and listening to what aligns with me, right? That might just happen to be something that also a lot of other people are doing. But what I've started to shift into over time was a relationship with my truth frequency, as I'm calling it, that really anchored me into my own unique magic that had nothing to do with other people, what other people were doing and what other people were offering and other types of services, but me really anchoring down into my truth, my magic, and what made me me in order to really show up and express myself unapologetically and in my full self-expression, which would mean that the actions that I then took as a byproduct of that, because we know that the energetics informs the strategy, it informs the action, they were all really based on my own movement, my own connection to my core, to my own source, to my own way of doing things, right? And that was such a shift of from looking at what everyone else was doing and connecting deeply to myself, my movement, why people were attracted to me, what exactly it was that I offered, right? This is kind of that shift from I'm betting a lot of you are either in this place or you've moved through it recently, where you are not just attracting clients who just want to get things from you, right? Get results, get from point A to point B. But instead, you want to attract those soulmate clients who love being mentored by you. They want to stay in your world long term because they're already bought into your movement. This is the difference between a business and a movement, which we're going to touch on inside the truth frequency event. A business shows up and is a promotion. It offers sales, right? It makes sales. It offers products, services, and that's it, right? And there are some businesses where we get things from, and it really is just very transactional, right? And we need that. But then there are these businesses and organizations and companies that we feel really good about buying from, because there is a culture that they have created. There is a culture, there is a feeling There is an energy that you feel when you pick up a packaging and you see that brand logo and you know what it's doing for the planet. Maybe it's sustainable, maybe it is local, maybe it is your local co-op or the farmer's market and the people that you've built relationships with. So you keep getting eggs from them over and over again, or you keep getting your veggies and potatoes from them, right? Your fruits. Or maybe it is a clothing company that is like this local boutique that's a gem in your city. And every time you go in, now you know the workers and you just love buying from them because there's a culture involved, right? Or maybe it is this community center or event space that you love visiting time and time again, because not only do they have great yoga classes, and really great events that are in the spiritual realm, but also you've built a friendship with these people. You support their cause. You want to talk about them genuinely because going to these events and being in this space has shifted something for you. Right? So that's the difference between just a business that you just get what you need to get versus you are supporting this movement because you are a member of this movement, right? And part of what makes a movement and what creates a movement, I should say, because we are movement leaders, is we have a story, a hero's story. Right? There's a local, not shop, I guess it is, a little cafe here where I live in the Bay Area. And the owner created it because he himself had lots of health problems, some different chronic health issues, inflammatory issues, realized that there were a lot of foods that he couldn't eat. And he really wanted to create a cafe that was raw foods, right? Raw superfoods. So they sell acai bowls, they have vegan and gluten-free sandwiches and avocado toasts and just really great breakfast and brunch menu items. And I love it because, even on their website and in their marketing, they're very serious about promoting superfoods. That is their entire thing, right? There is a hero story, but it's not just about the owner. It's not just about the owner. It is about all of the people who come in and support this way of living, right? In their bio on Instagram, it says healthy is the new sexy. And I love that. It is a superfood cafe, right? And so now the owner has gone and created this, but the owner is not the hero. All of the customers that jump in and are a part of this cafe and make it what it is are the heroes. Just like we as leaders are not necessarily the heroes, or we're not the only heroes. Our students, our clients, the people that we get to serve through our movement and through our work, we get to feature them as the heroes, right? The client and the story behind it all, and really centering the client as the hero. That's how you build a powerful movement, right? Giving that power to the people that you are speaking to. A movement also has an ideology. So this is some type of mission, some type of purpose that gives people goosebumps. This is based on principles, right? This is ideas, values, right? This is about belief. This is about an idea that really stands strong, right? And because there's an ideology, there is also villains, right? Like idealistic villains or themes that you don't stand for. So for example, I'll give you my business. My business is a holistic business coaching practice for visionaries and leaders in different industries. And I teach business, marketing, sales, and energetics through the heart space. I'm very committed to my work as a artist of the heart, of a creative, a multidimensional woman, right? I'm very serious about personal power, and about activating that power within all of my students and helping them to see their own magic, their own guidance, and not seeing me as the ultimate guide, but rather themselves. So the vision I always like to share is like, I'm in the co-pilot seat and you're the pilot, and I am here to guide you back home to yourself. Right? And I think of it as like leading them to this beautiful lake, this beautiful stream where they can see themselves as this like biggest version of themselves. And when they enter my containers, it's like entering a portal where they on the other side stretch and expand and grow, because I hold them to this high caliber of who they get to be, which is why, especially through my deepest, highest level support, Magic Mind, my year-long mastermind, which gets like 3 to 4 calls with me a month, gets really close proximity coaching on Slack, really like the whole thing, right? All of my courses, all of my programs, exclusive courses on their own, they get everything. And that is really where I see most of my clients expanding the most, because they see themselves as this hero. They drop into their own magic. They come home to themselves, and we get to work together in a long-term container and space where I'm able to pour into them. Right? And it's a close-knit small group mastermind. So I know exactly where all my students are. I know what they're launching next. I know what they're working on, right? I expect to hear updates from them. I expect that when they come up against something that they're going to tell me, and I get to work with them through it and hold space for them and remind them who they are and who they came here to be. And that's just such a beautiful experience. I actually want to read to you these 2 messages I got from my clients. For my birthday, I just turned 30, and it was such a beautiful experience, yes, to receive like so many birthday notes from all of you, which made me just so happy, the happiest girl. But there's something about client messages on your birthday that just hit different. So one of my clients said, "Happy birthday. May you have the most loving day celebrating you. Love you, and I'm so grateful to know you. Each day, I'm so grateful that you're in my life, not only as my coach, giving me business advice, but as someone who has my back, wants me to succeed, is rooting for me, and sees all the endless possibilities there are for me. Even at times, I had trouble seeing them myself. I know we are forever connected, and you do it all in such an empowering, loving, spiritual way," which I absolutely love, of course. Wishing you so much love and joy. It just really touched my heart to receive that message. We've been working together most of the year in my mastermind, and she's absolutely expanded and grown in just so many ways. And her movement has really been able to form over these months of working together, and it's been so beautiful to watch. Another message I got was from another Magic Mind student. She said, "I want to personally say happy 30th birthday. Here's to a huge new chapter of your life and business. Thank you for getting through your challenges earlier in life with such determination and dedication, because that has not only helped you, but in return, it has helped all of us in your community. Tiffany, I wouldn't be who I am in business without your mentorship, even in lower offers over the years. And your energy is a transmission. Your soul shines so bright. And I am so happy that I've been in a few of the same coaching rooms with you and have gotten to witness your growth explode and then become a direct student of yours in Magic Mind. You are such a special woman, a powerful and incredible mother, and my dream mentor. Thank you for Magic Mind. Every soul you allow in there is clearly aligned to your values, and you've grown a truly magical community. Every woman in there is amazing. Thank you for never diminishing the integrity and quality of your spaces in exchange for more money. You are the new paradigm business role model. You attract the best people. Happy birthday. I love you so much. Thank you for everything." That one like nearly just sent me into tears. And I was just so overjoyed to receive those messages from my clients, because that is the work. That is the work that we do together. That is the work that is important in this paradigm of business and doing business in a different way, different than we've done before, different than we have, done as a society, as a collective. And just hearing that being reflected back to me, knowing that it's my mission, it's my movement, is truly such an incredible experience. And I want that for you all. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what it really means to build a movement and build a culture within your business, so that it's not just people who come in and get from you, right? It's not just about what they get. It's about who they become. It's about who they expand into, right? Because all of us were expanding and evolving in so many different ways all the time. You're not the same person you were a week ago, let alone from when you woke up this morning, right? And your work gets to reflect that. You don't ever have to do anything that you don't fully enjoy. And I think one of the biggest things we do inside Magic Mind is we get to really give ourselves permission to release the things that we don't enjoy and grow in the ways and lean into the ways. I even caught one of my students earlier today on our Magic Mind call, and something she wanted to do in her business, an extra offer, when there was something that she was meant to lean into in this season, her signature offer, leaning in, talking about it, selling it. And I told her straight on the call, I was like, I call self-sabotage. And she was like, oh, we had this beautiful conversation. And I never tell my clients what to do. I never tell them that they can't do anything or they should do this or that. But I really love to give them honest, intuitive reflections. I am intuitive, I am psychic, and I receive downloads, and I hear from their higher selves and the spirit of their business in terms of what's optimal and what's a fit and what feels good. And it always lands with them in such a deep, profound way, because it's like, yeah, there are so many ways that we can build our business, but when you're working with a mentor and someone who has years of experience under their belt, I mean, I've built a $1 million business at this point of recording, and there's something really beautiful about being able to share that wisdom to my clients so that they do, make less mistakes than I did. They get to learn from what I've created. So the truth frequency. This is an experience. This is an immersion. This is an event, but it's also something that you have within you already, right? You don't need to attend a 2-day immersive experience that I'm putting on in order to know that. You can already know that. But my purpose for putting on this event, which it's November 20th and 21st, by the way, my purpose for this event is that you connect with your truth frequency and the core of your movement and know how to express that in your voice, in your movement, and in the way that you show up to your community. So that there is a resonance, not just by using the right words and writing the right copy and having messaging that just sounds really good. That's great. That's a beautiful piece of it. And I love teaching that. And I will touch on that in the event. But more so that you express a piece of your heart, a frequency that is you. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. I want you to walk away feeling really clear about your truth frequency. I want you to walk away feeling really clear about what makes you stand out in your business, in your movement, in the way that you offer transformations to your clients. I want you to know the thing that makes you an incomparable coach. I want you to know the thing that is your vibe, your energy, your frequency, that isn't just distilled down into the way that you write content and the way that you sell, but rather the way that you make people feel. And I'm really, really stoked. I'm really excited to bring this material for the truth frequency forward for you, because I really believe that when you know this and when you understand it and when you are able to tap into it, your business shifts. when you know what exactly it is that attracts your best clients to you, it really isn't about a perfect step-by-step structure or, the perfect thing that you do in your business. It's about the expression of your divine truth and your frequency. Right? And this is what gets us out of like editing and re-editing our copy and continuing to buy courses on content and looking for some type of magic pill, just like the example I gave you earlier, right? Where I'm like, I'm looking at other coaches and what are they doing? And what is this person doing? And this person seems successful. What are they doing? What do I need to do differently? Right? And at a certain point, I stopped and I shifted into uncovering the magic pill within me. And I got really clear on the energetic core truth, capital T truth of my work that makes soulmate clients flock to me, regardless of how my messaging looks, right? And again, this is not about throwing out messaging and content. We always need that in our business, but this is about something much, much deeper. This is about the way that your clients feel when you walk into a room before you even open up your mouth. And I will also be touching on the expression of your movement through your powerful voice. Because at the end of the day, different messaging tactics and strategies only get you so far. Your work is evolving. You are evolving. This year, if you are like any of my clients and peers that I know, this year has been challenging. It's been revealing. It's been a lot of different things for us. Right? And regardless of where you are in your business right now, I know that you want to go into 2025 feeling more clear on your work, your truth, which leads into your messaging, your copy, the way that you sell, the way that you communicate with your clients. If you do sales calls, right? When you show up on live, all of this at the root of it, you know that I'm a holistic mentor. So I love getting to the root, to the core of things. Right? It's like the difference between Western medicine that just hands you a bag of antibiotics versus the holistic functional medicine doctor and practitioner that is able to help you get to the root of the cause so that you can really work at it at the deepest level. So that you don't have to keep coming back and it's not a chronic issue that you have to keep taking antibiotics for, but you resolve it at the root core of the issue so that it doesn't ever have to happen again. And that's really what I'm talking about here when I refer to your core truth, your core codes and energetics, is there is going to be a frequency, right? And this, I'm really speaking to the energetic visionary leaders who really resonate with this. Like, you just get it. You get it. You know what I'm talking about. There's something about you and your vision and your energy that just lands with your people. So my job through the truth frequency, you're going to walk away with a lot of different things. But one of the big things you're going to walk away with is you are going to know how to be in alignment with your divine truth and the core of what you are meant to offer, aka your expression of your soul's greatest purpose here in business as a mentor, as a coach, as a guide, as a leader. So that you're not spending any wasted time, not another second, doing something that is not in alignment to your greatest purpose and your highest alignment to offer to your community. I believe that when we start a business, there is a spirit of our business that finds us. And that little spirit cannot manifest into the physical 3D realm all on its own. So it chooses a vessel like you and like me. And the spirit of my business chose me. And the spirit of your business chose you. And it's our job. It is our responsibility. It is our duty to take and co-create with this beautiful spirit to create offers and services that are in alignment to our genius, our purpose. And I truly believe what creates burnout, yes, doing too much and doing things in an unaligned way and working yourself too much, right? those are all causes. But I think one of the biggest leading causes of burnout is when you're doing something that's not in alignment to you. I can honestly say that my business gives me life. It doesn't take from me. It does not drain from me. I love every single one of my clients. I could cry just thinking about them, especially my group inside Magic Mind Mastermind. They are just gems, every single one of them. And it is my greatest, in my life's greatest pleasure and gratitude to be able to serve every single one of those women inside my container. I love it. I truly love it. I there's not like too much time I can spend on Slack going back and forth in the threads coaching them, which I do almost every single day. And I came back from Denver. I was speaking on a stage at the entrepreneurial summit in Denver called Fempire, and I was at the airport on Sunday and I had some extra time and I was like, let's see what my clients are up to on Slack. I didn't have to be on until Monday, but I love my clients. I love what I do. I'm so in alignment with what I offer. And if there's something I don't enjoy or that I have outgrown, I will shift it, I will evolve it, or I will release it. So everything in my business is something that lights me up and gives me life. And I want every single, especially you who's listening, you are a deep feeler, you are an empath, you are a sensitive visionary leader. It is important for you to be in your highest purpose. And it is important to you to understand the core energetics of why people are drawn to you specifically and drawn to your work. And then from that place, you get to express, you get to be in your alignment, you get to be in your highest truth, and you get to speak that into existence. And that's what becomes your most intuitive, highest level messaging. And that's what I want for every single one of you. Also, for those that have been curious about joining me inside Magic Mind Mastermind, which is my highest level, closest proximity space for coaches, leaders, guides, if you are really looking to take your business to the next level, if you're looking to get hands-on mentorship by me in 2025 and explode your business as a heart-centered leader, this is a space that is designed for established business owners. You already have offers and clients that you're working with and services. Magic Mind is my year-long high-level business energetics mastermind, and it really is designed for, like I just mentioned, that sensitive empath, that deep feeler, the healer, the eldest daughter, the daughter of immigrants, the one that is always, kind of navigated people pleasing and putting people before herself. And you're stepping into an era of business where you're going from good girl to bad bitch. You are becoming this boundaried standard, creating standards for yourself in the way that you run your business, right? This is the intuitive visionary that desires to grow at least to multi-six figures, but you have big dreams beyond that. And you want my eyes and ears in your business with a close-knit sisterhood community. So you're not just being coached by me. We actually did a call today where before I opened my mouth at all, when someone needed coaching and raised their hand for support, I had the other members go in and offer their perspectives and ask their questions and offer their guidance before I even said a word. And there was a moment where I was just watching my students go back and forth, coaching one another, unmuting themselves, jumping in, where I was like, wow, I am so proud of what I've created here. And it isn't just me. This is a community that has been co-created by the women inside it. And that is why this is my deepest, closest proximity work. The mentorship that happens in this room is extraordinary. There have been, one of my clients last round, she went from making 0 sales in her new course to 5-figure months every single month. You could go and search her story. It is how Taylor 4X'd her business through Magic Mind. I have other clients that had clients renew with them over and over again. I've had 20K months from my students, 30K months from clients. This work is really so deeply powerful, and it is just expanding and growing. This is for the leader that wants to step into their full thought leadership. You want to build your dream product suite. You want to be coached holistically on your mind, your body, and your soul. I'm not leaving any of that out. In fact, 95% of our conversations is really geared towards our energetics, our identity, how we're showing up in our business, which is so, so powerful, right? Because when you know how to do that, it influences the strategy, right? And we talk strategy, we have strategizing calls, and of course, you get access to all of my programs, including Magic Mind exclusive programs and all future programs I run during the time we're together. And not even to mention in-person live events. I'm already planning the immersion for next year, and it's going to be so juicy, so good, and I cannot wait to hug you all in person. So if this is already making you feel super excited and tingly, DM me on Instagram. I'd love to have a conversation with you. You can ask for the application. The application's also linked in the show notes before if you're just like, you want to go for it, which I absolutely love. But if you want to have a conversation about it and really make sure this is the aligned space for you and you want to flirt about it, DM me on Instagram at tiffanychung.co. We can talk about Magic Mind and I'll answer any questions that you have. And if you jump in and join us for the Truth Frequency, which is $28, it will be recorded and sent out November 20th and 21st, you will have an exclusive invite into Magic Mind directly after the event. So that will be a really great time and a really great opportunity to jump into Magic Mind off the back of that event. So if you've been thinking about it, if you've been on the fence, I mean, truly, I had a Magic Mind student join me last week. She ascended from one of my other offers, and we've already been working together for several months, most of the year now. She's just an absolute powerhouse. She has already 10x'd her business through our work together. And she is just going for the moon. I mean, there's no stopping her. She's absolutely amazing to work with. She is so self-led. She's amazing at integrating the work and just like implementing, taking action. She's just like amazing. She's so, so great. And she led herself through the entire checkout application process. And it was so beautiful to see. And it was so beautiful to watch her step into that level of leadership. But one of the conversations we did have was like, I really want to do it, right? But there's like that level of fear, a little bit of like, am I ready for this? Is this the right time, right? And there was something I shared with her while we were sharing some voice notes back and forth that was like, hey, it's never going to feel fully ready, right? Meaning like there's never going to be a moment where like the universe is going to tell you like, yep, you're finally ready now. Like now it feels super peaceful. Now it feels really good. Most of our big investments are going to feel a little bit of fear, right? Because it's something you've never done before. It's you showing up in a different way. I believe the transformation happens through the transaction. And because of that, there is going to be some fear involved. You're stretching into a next level identity of yourself. So of course you feel that fear. It's not that you feel fear and then, oh, you shouldn't do it. It's you feel fear, but you don't let that fear stop you because you're not here to live a mediocre life. And I know if you're listening to this, and I know if this is one of your values in your life, in your business, this is something you take really seriously. So when you feel that fear, do you run away from it and decide to just, keep doing what you're doing and wait months or even years before jumping into mentorship, whether it's with me or anybody else, right? Or do you run towards it, you alchemize it, and you decide that this is going to be the opportunity where you change your whole life and you 10x? I know when I made my first investment into the mastermind I was a part of as a student, it was $20,000 paid in full, and I had to pay that within 24 hours of being accepted. Now, I didn't know if I was going to be accepted or not. I just sent the application in, and I just put my name down and all my information, and I answered all the questions, and I was like, okay, if I get accepted, I'm going to take that as a sign. And I did get accepted. So once I got accepted, I had 24 hours to pay $20,000 in full to this coach. I've actually never even had a conversation with her. I just felt so aligned to her work. I had been binge listening to her podcast for months at that point. I've been following her on Instagram, and I've been in some of her other offers, low ticket offers. And I just knew I was meant to be a part of her mastermind when she released the mastermind. And instead of feeling the fear and running the other direction, which did feel like a good option logically, I decided to run towards it, and I decided to really transmute and alchemize that experience, because I knew that on the other side of this, I was going to completely transform as a person. And I did. Did I feel vomity? Absolutely. Did I feel like I was going to shit my pants? Absolutely. Right. But I did, and I ran with it. And I honestly feel like in that moment, before the mastermind even started, because I actually made my investment back before the mastermind first call even started, I had a 30K day. I don't believe I would have had that 30K day if I didn't invest in the mastermind, because I did something with that energy. I alchemized it. And that was so, so deeply powerful for me. So if you are looking to work with me in 2025, the best way to do that is inside Magic Mind Mastermind. And I invite you into the truth frequency to really deepen in your core energetics, your movement. You will know if Magic Mind is the right fit for you after jumping into the truth frequency. You can always have a conversation with me. I'm more than happy to chat with you in the DMs. But I really think that this would be an amazing space for you if you are feeling that fuck yes alignment. Trust yourself, trust those nudges. The link to join us inside the truth frequency is in the show notes. It's also linked in my bio at tiffanychung.co. And I would love to have you there. It's $28 for now. It does rise to $44 after this Friday, so make sure you grab it as soon as you can. And I would absolutely love, love, love to have you inside. And I really think that this is going to be the catalyst and the shift into your deeper evolution of self, especially as we go into the new year. All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for being a spirit-led, heart-centered leader. I'm so excited to guide you even deeper. I will catch you on the next episode and hope to see you inside the truth frequency.